it'll clear up. It always does every day. It's one of the beautiful things about living around here, right?
That's right.
Our next guest lived around here for a little while. Is that right?
Yep.
Or does now? I'm not really sure. Her name is Rektok Ross, and she has written a book called Prodigal. It's a different kind of love story, and it sounds like it takes on a couple of different avenues and maybe puts some important messages into the reader's hands, and I believe she's aiming at young readers. She graduated with a degree in journalism. Was it in the University of Florida?
I believe so, yeah.
I love this part about her bio that was given to me. An advocate for the underdog. I love that. I mean, underdogs need advocates. I feel like I've always tried to be one of them. I don't know how well I do it.
Good job.
Rektok Ross, good morning. Nice to have you on there with us.
Good morning, you guys. And yes, you had it all right. I am a former Florida Gator, and I did graduate from the School of Journalism there. And I am an advocate for underdogs.
Oh, good for you. You know, I can detect a very, very, very big delay in what you say and what we hear, and probably vice versa. So I want to apologize for that, because sometimes that'll make it seem like we're speaking over you, and I don't want you to think we're doing that on purpose. So where are you right now?
I'm actually in San Francisco. I can't tell what the weather is. I heard you give the weather in Ocala, because it's quite dark over here. It's about 4 in the morning.
My goodness. Well, thank you for getting up early to speak to us this morning. Is this the first book for you?
It is. This is actually my debut novel.
Oh, awesome. Now, did you, in studying journalism and then moving on to a work of fiction, were there any challenges that were presented, or was it very natural for you?
Yeah, you know, there were actually a lot of challenges, and I don't know if in my bio it talks about I actually am a practicing lawyer, which throws in a few more challenges. But you learn in journalism, you learn a very rigorous way of writing, and it's very much fact-based. And you do learn a lot of things that are useful, I think, that translate to fiction, like, you know, proofreading things perfectly, making sure that you have the right grammar, you know, the right punctuation. All of that definitely translates. But there's so many other elements to creative writing that are not in journalism, like building the character, plotting things out. So all of that really were new things for me to learn as I moved from journalism and even law to the world of fiction writing.
And you've really hit on some important issues, and your background really shows in the writing of your book. One of the most important issues is the relocation of teenagers when their family decides to uproot from one area to the other. You handled that very, very well.
Thank you so much. You know, I have to say, a lot of this book does touch on experiences I went through as a teenager, and I had the absolutely wonderful experience of my parents decided to move from, we were in South Florida my senior year of high school. They decided to move to Jupiter, Florida, and I don't know if you guys have ever been down to Jupiter, Florida, but there's not a lot to do there as a teenager, so it definitely was a traumatic experience for me.
I always wanted to go. There was an example there talking over you. I apologize. I always wanted to go to Jupiter just so I could say I did.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in Jupiter.
Yeah.
I think they sell T-shirts there that say that.
And coming from an area that's thriving and bustling and going to something that's, you know, very laid back, that is an important issue to address.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for Prodigal, it's a little bit different. So I went from, you know, a bustling, thriving area of Fort Lauderdale to Jupiter, and this was years ago when it was still in development, and so that was traumatic. And in Prodigal, Lexi actually winds up going from an area in Georgia where there's not a lot of, you know, spirituality and religion where she grows up, and she's thrown into, you know, the Bible Belt of Texas and has, you know, all these new people, a new religion, all of these, you know, new surroundings to deal with. So I think for her it's a little bit of a culture shock.
So Lexi Quinn is a character you created who vaguely resembles you.
That is accurate. I can go into more detail if you guys would like to know the ways that she resembles.
Are you there? Hopefully,
yes, I'm here.
Didn't lose. Okay. we got a new phone system, and it's like, you know, working with the rubber band. I'm a little bit anxious that it might break. So.
Yeah.
No problem. No, I was saying that, you know, absolutely, there are a lot of parallels between myself and Lexi, and, you know, I don't want to bore people or not, but I could definitely go inside and explain, you know, the things that drove the book and that character specifically and how they relate to experiences that I've had as well.
And has the book been out long enough that you've had feedback from your readers?
Yeah, it has. The book was released towards the end of January, and I've had really it's been a great experience. I've had tremendous feedback, and it's really enjoyable, I think, when you get, especially for me, teenagers, because that's really who the book was written for and who I wanted it to appeal to. It's really satisfying, and it's really lovely to hear back from people that are going through certain situations like a move or bullying or, a personal family tragedy, and how this book has helped them. Kind of a funny experience I've also had is I've had, older male readers pick up my book, and they've actually enjoyed it too, so I think that's been a little unexpected, but also, kind of a fun thing about an author is finding new readers in strange places.
The story seems to have an element of the love was always there. In other words, you're searching and searching and searching, and then all of a sudden, holy mackerel, this has been with me all my life. Am I right about that?
Actually, I love that. I think I may borrow that. Absolutely. That's really what the book is about. So it's kind of a spiritual journey through this young girl, through Lexi Quinn, and she comes to find at the end of the day that all these things she's been looking for, love and acceptance and faith, she's really had it all along. She just needed a little help recognizing it in herself.
Yeah, Dorothy had to do the same thing, and then she clicked her heels together, and somehow it all came to her. My issue with the story of the prodigal son from the Bible has always been the prodigal son's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a jerk, right?
Well, that guy got this, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, this guy's working hard, and all of a sudden the big party filled with fatted calf, and this guy...
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's funny, and that really, in a weird way, that's kind of a theme that runs throughout the book as well. It's not on the same level as that, but I really wanted it to be a story of redemption as well for, and not so much for Lexi, but she's got this wonderful love interest, this dreamy Ash Preston, and I think in his way, his story is really one of redemption. And so I wanted to run that theme of the Bible throughout his, arc.
And that's one of the other wonderful things about the book, that you do have that personal conflict in there because all of your characters are not squeaky clean.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think it's really true, and it's something that was important to me in writing Prodigal. I really, I read a lot of books and I read a lot of romance, and at the end of the day, I walk away sometimes feeling like this isn't real. This isn't something that, even I can relate to, much less, children. I've got a boyfriend who's got a 16-year-old, and we laugh about how unrealistic some of these love stories are and how perfect these characters are, especially in, religious fiction. So it was important to me to write something that would relate to her and her friends, the things that they actually go through. And, no one is perfect. There's not a perfect Christian or, everyone has flaws and things that they deal with, and so I wanted to write something that was really true to that and spoke to that. And even if I'm not perfect, I can still be loved, and I can still have faith, and I can still believe.
What a great interview this has been. Rektok Ross is our guest. Her book is called Prodigal. Let me just read the thing on the back. It says, just another girl meets boy, girl loses boy, girl meets God story. There you go.
Love that.
There you go. Well, congratulations on writing such an attractive book. I just love the story that we've heard about, and I'm sure there's a lot more to it. I have a copy of it. I'd like to give it away. If I have a listener who wants the copy I have, you are welcome to call me right now and ask for it. It'll be waiting for you. But the rest have to buy it so that Rektok can pay her rent.
That's right.
Yes, I would love that. I need to pay my rent.
Do you have a website that we can go to, and how else do we buy the book?
I do. Absolutely. Thank you for asking. So my website is www.rektok, R-E-K-T-O-K, Ross, ROSS.com. And, I like to post a lot of fun stuff there, not just about the book, but I'm also writing my second novel, which is a little daunting. So I have a little, some tidbits there about the new book, also the making of Prodigal, and some other, thoughts on life. And so if people want to visit, interact with me, I'd love to hear from you, especially Gators, or Floridians in general. I love to hear from people from my home state. And then also the book is available wherever books are sold, so you can get it online at Amazon, however you feel about Amazon. Also Barnes & Noble, Borders. You can go in the bookstore and get it there.
Okay. And let me give this one away. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Oksana.
Hello, Oksana. You've got the book.
Thank you so much.
It'll be waiting. Do you know we're at the Paddock Mall now?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'll be there.
It'll be waiting for you.
Okay,
Thank you,
Oksana,
Oksana.
I hope you enjoy it.
Thanks a lot.
There you go. So she could still hear you. Okay. So I think I feel like I have another question, but I guess maybe I forgot it.
Yeah, do like.
Well, I'm really glad you guys gave the book away. That's awesome. Thanks for the new reader.
One new reader. Oh, I was going to ask you if you like ebooks. Do you like is it available as an ebook, and do you like them?
It is available in ebook, and I love ebooks. I'm obsessed. So I used to be very, very traditional, where I would not touch an ebook. I loved having paper in my hands. My mother actually had a library. She was a school teacher, and so I grew up with this huge library in my house, and touching and filling the books was so important. And then one day, one of my friends pulled me aside and said, "Look, you read a book a day," which I really do, which is kind of embarrassing. And she said, "It's unbelievable. When you go on vacation, you pack 6 books in your suitcase, and you can't even carry to get any reader." And I got talked into it reluctantly. I got it for the holidays and loved it.
Wow.
Oh, good.
What a wonderful interview. Rektok, you made instant friends. By the way, I know that you hit our little Twitter thing. I saw that this morning.
Thank you.
I did. You guys didn't retweet me. I was so upset.
Uh-oh. I'm not good at this. What is this email says somebody's following you? And I said, well, who is it? Who's following me? Okay, so I hope I didn't hurt your feelings, but I got to learn how to do this, Robert.
It's okay. You're not. Don't worry. You guys are not the first people to not retweet.
I signed up for this thing, and I just okay, what do I do now? So that's what I'm supposed to do. You're the first to tell me this.
Yeah. We're old. We have to learn.
You have to retweet or favorite me. You have to favorite me.
Okay, I'll do it.
Me.
I'm sorry. I just learned.
Okay. That's okay.
All right. So don't even get started with Pinterest. I just got started with Twitter, so I'm new at all. You mentioned earlier you have another book you're working on, so please come back and talk to us about the next one, okay?
Oh, I would love to. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rektok. What a great
good one.
RektokRoss.com is the website, and the book, again, is called Prodigal. And we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back.